Right, so I've just had this Audi SQ7 arrive as a bit of stock here at Bin Car. It is a proper cool car. Now, as this car arrived, I've actually driven one of these before. I have actually done a video on one of these before as well, a couple of years ago, but I didn't soak enough of it in, right? And when I bought this car, I thought, three things I am so curious to know about this car is: one, what does it sound like? Two, how fast is it? And three, how good is it on fuel? Because it's a 4-litre V8 twin turbo diesel. Let's get on with the intro. Here we go then, the 2017 Audi SQ7 diesel 4-litre twin turbocharged diesel engine with about 630 pounds-feet of torque. Let me just double check this. I think it's more than that. 660 pounds-feet of torque. Got the stats up on my phone here, and 430 brake horsepower. That is serious power. 4-litre V8 with 2 turbos. And you know what, like I said, if I was in the market to buy one of these as my own car, by the way, I have been daily driving this car for the last couple of days since it came in, thoroughly enjoying it, absolutely loving it, and I can give you my thoughts on what it's like to daily drive one of these cars. Yeah, and if I was in the market to buy one, which this video would attract that type of person, I would want to know, what does it sound like, what does it drive like, as in performance wise, and how bad or good or bad, we don't know, we're going to talk about that shortly, is it on fuel? Because fuel, especially right now, is a massive factor with daily driving anything. All right, so Sapang blue is obviously, it's a lovely colour in it. It's probably the best colour that they do in the SQ7. What's really interesting about this particular car, going back to the fuel subject, there's an annoying sound in the background. Why does this happen? Yeah, going back to the fuel subject, back in 2017 when this car came out, they only actually made a diesel version of this car. So the 4-litre V8 that's in this car right now, the diesel engine, that was the only thing that was available. Then later on in time, because the market sort of changed slightly, the 2020 onwards, I think, they came with the V8 petrol engine, same as in the Audi RS6s, which is quite interesting, man. So it's a rare car. They didn't make a crazy amount of them. Probably didn't sell a crazy amount of them because they're probably unpractical through most people's eyes, but I'm going to prove half of that wrong shortly. But before we do that, let's go for the usual wander around and talk about how bloody cool this car looks, right? So Sapang blue with the black packs, it's got a lot of black grills, a few black touches here and there. It's got the optional extra alloy wheels. What size are they? What size are them wheels? They could do with a refurb. We will get them done, don't you worry about that. It's just not jumping out at me there. The size of these, they're huge, man. Them wheels are massive. I think they're like 21s, 22s, 22, 285, 35, 22 wheels. We've got the black plastic trim down the side there with a little Quattro badge on the side. Side steps, satin silver mirrors, which you know I love. Pan roof, look, just cheeky little pan roof up the top there. And as we wander around the side, SQ7 badge in the front grille as well. And then the V8T badge on the side wing there. Look how cool that is, man. V8T, T obviously standing for turbo. Round the back, we've got a TDI badge, just reminding you that you do have a TDI. And then the SQ7 badge on the other side. Quad exhaust as well out the back, which looks really cool. Rear lights have been changed. I'm a bit unsure about them rear lights. Let me know what your thoughts are about them rear lights. I know people love this sort of stuff. I kind of like things to be sort of OEM plus. I would say personally it's a bit far for my liking, but do let me know in the comments below. Is there much more to report on the outside of this car? Don't think so. Big heavy doors. This car weighs about 2.3 tons, by the way, in this door here. Loads of leg room, loads of space in the back, a few little controls there for the rear passengers, loads of leg room. We've got my camera bag there as well. So as we wander into the rear, big boot, massive boot. Obviously it is electronically operated. There we go, Milton Keynes Audi number plates there. Cal's gym bag in the boot, and we've got 2 extra seats in the boot as well, which is all really nice. And we've got controls here, look. Want to do some of this? Oh my god, look at this. Isn't it mad how the world has changed since like the making of that old Mercedes SL there? Well, by the way, I have filmed a video on that, and I'll probably put that video up after this video, but it might go up before this video. If it does, I'll link that in the description below. But yeah, all these modern stuff, look at that, it's really cool in it. So let's put that back down. Little cup holders in the rear as well for those lucky people that get to sit in the back. I personally wouldn't want to sit right at the back there because I do suffer with travel sickness slightly, but yeah, it's pretty cool. On the inside, this car's done, what's it done, 70,000 miles, so quite interesting. Because the reason why it's interesting, because for those that are looking at treating themselves to one. I don't know why this particular, maybe it's just this particular one, I'm not sure, but that might be a common thing. That gear knob was worn a little bit more than you'd want it to, so I'm probably gonna have to get that repaired. But the wear on the seat is pretty good, to be fair. So put the gear knob to one side for a second, everything else looks pretty good. It's a flat bottom steering wheel, which is nice. Like, I love a flat bottom steering. Visually they look brilliant, but I sort of try to drive with my knees. I don't know if you do that, you know, like if you're eating. I won't demonstrate it when I'm driving because apparently I think it's illegal, but yeah, try driving with your knees with a flat bottom steering wheel. It's a bit of a pain. That's something that I have discovered in the time that I've been driving it. So busy life, you know, you've got to try and squeeze everything in where you can. Under the bonnet, let me just present to you the beautiful V8. I know it's not really much to see because you've got a big massive engine cover, but that is an item of beauty, man. So, like, these things are fading out, guys. This is becoming extinct. A V8 engine in a family SUV. So the fact that it is a diesel, I just think that's cool, man. Personally, I think that's cool. And I am curious to see how it compares to, say, like the V10 VW Touareg that we've done a video on. What else? The Audi S4 Avant. I wonder how it compares to that. Are my expectations a bit high, maybe? Can I even compare it to that? I think that done 20 to 70 mile an hour in less than 5 seconds. I can't remember exactly, but we will talk about all the drag times and that sort of stuff shortly. Now, I'm still yet to demonstrate the sound. I'm still yet to demonstrate how fast the car is, and I still need to demonstrate what the MPG is like on this car. So I think what we're going to do is jump in here, quickly fly through HPI, because I need to talk about a few things about the spec level on this particular car. Did I mention the virtual cockpit? I didn't. Look at that virtual cockpit, man. Such a cool feature. Yeah, but we'll do all that wonderful stuff, and then we'll hit the road, all right? Let's jump in. Very hot, humid day today, so I think what we need to do is start the engine via the start engine button on the dashboard here, display what it sounds like, and then we'll get the aircon on, maybe get the pan roof open as well, because I love a pan roof, and continue with talking about this car. Do you know what, as we've just started the engine, let's quickly demonstrate how this thing sounds, yeah, because that is something that I think a lot of people will be so curious about. So you see this engine start there? It rumbles a little bit, exactly what you'd expect from a V8, but because it's diesel, you'd probably be a bit unsure if it would sound good or not. Let's give it a rev and show you what it sounds like with a few revs. It sounds bloody brilliant. It's even got a boost pressure gauge, a turbo boost pressure gauge on the dash, so when you rev, the car wobbles a little bit, like usual V8 stuff, and yeah, a little boost gauge. It's got a head-up display as well, which is good. I don't know if that's an optional extra. We'll talk about that shortly. But let me get the aircon, turn it up a little bit because I'm sweating. Let's just get that open. Look at that. If you drive a car with no sunroof, why? Sunroofs are just the best thing ever. I think they're better than having a convertible. But anyway, let's pull up the spec. And one thing I wanted to say, do you know, we'll talk about that shortly when we go for a drive. Let's quickly go through spec first. Here we go then. So here's the HPI check for this car. It is obviously KM17 VJV. All registers are clear, which is good. So it's HPI clear car, not been any accidents, not got no finance or blah blah, none of that wonderful stuff. Audi SQ7 TDI Quattro auto, 8-speed auto diesel with one former keeper. 2017 this car was manufactured, and the first keeper, or the keeper that it came from, even bought it in 2017 as well. So the original one was probably Audi themselves, and then it went on to a private owner after that. 4-litre diesel in blue, which we already know. Spec check is just not showing how many stars at the minute. I don't know why. They're obviously changing their game plan a little bit, but the car was £70,000 new plus 9 grand's worth of options. Total price 79,840 quid. The optional equipment consisted of panoramic glass sunroof. That was 1,700 quid. Now on the market they don't all have them. Personally, like I say, I would have to have that, so that's pretty good, but it is a lot of money. The 22-inch V-spoke aluminium star designed alloy wheels, which I mentioned earlier, 1,400 quid. They look really good. They actually look proper good, don't they? Tech pack, 1,400 quid. Bose 3D surround system, 1,100 quid. That's also, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. You kind of expect to get that as standard, but it comes with it. Black styling pack, which I mentioned, 700 quid. Pearl effect paint, £675. City pack, £550. Not too sure what that consists of, but it's 550 quid just gone out the window there. Driver and front passenger memory function, £550. Again, I feel like that should be a standard, but it's not. Red painted brake calipers with the S logo. Oh my god, they charge you £400 for that. By the way, it's got S logos in the back of the seats. I love that, man. I I do rate it when Audi S cars, even the SQ7 at the bottom of the steering wheel there, all looks very good. Ambient lighting, £280, and 3-spoke, flat bottom, multi-function leather sport steering wheel, £150 for that steering wheel. Again, you kind of expect to get that when you buy yourself an SQ7, but you don't in this case. Exterior mirrors heated, electronically adjustable and folding. Yeah, they do fold and stuff and do all sorts of wonderful things. There you go. Black roof rails, they was £0. Sepang blue was £0, but it did have that option. 675 quid for the Pearl effect. And S-Line sports seats in black, total value was 9 grand, okay? If we head out of that and go to a national mileage checks, just showing it hasn't been clocked or anything like that, which is brilliant. Market values, this car currently, so this car's done 70,000 miles. The mileage, or the estimated average mileage for this car currently is 62,000 miles. Obviously it's done a bit more than that, but the retail value of this car based on that mileage is £44,000. Now if we head over to Auto Trader, let me just quickly make sure we ain't left anything out here. MOT till March 2023, that's good. Head over to Auto Trader. This is our car here, that's advertised for £40,000. They start at about £40,000. You can get them a little bit less than that, 38, 39. But the cheapest one with this spec currently, and this colour is our one there at £40,000. There is another one at 41. Look at that, it looks alright, doesn't it? It looks nice. Silver pack though. Don't mind silver pack, but do you know what? I think this car really suits the black pack. But then if we head out of there, is there anything else more we want to talk about? The draggy leaderboards. Nothing really to talk about there. Yeah, I think that's it for the spec checking section of the video. I think what we need to do now is hit the road. So, the thing we should talk about right now is the throttle response, power delivery and performance of this car. The previous car that I bought, by the way, was a car that I sourced for a customer of mine, a friend of mine actually, Mark at Wrigley's in Dunstable. He said, Calvin, can you find me an SQ7? He knew exactly what he wanted, and I hunted around and I found one for him. I don't do that for people anymore because I just simply don't have the time. But when I'd done it, I'd done a long journey back when I collected it, and I just don't remember soaking in the experience of driving an SQ7 as well as I should have done, right? And since I've been driving this the last couple of days, I put my foot down. I am shocked how quick this car is. It is unbelievable. Now, that answers the performance question for you, and we'll demonstrate that further when we do draggy time shortly. But something else that I've been thinking, like when you visualize or think about owning and daily driving a car with a V8 engine, you've got to accept that if you're very, very lucky, you might get 20 miles per gallon, maybe. In my experience, you're getting closer to 10 miles per gallon. Like, I like to put my foot down as well, so maybe 15, right? In this car, the long-term average mileage consumption currently that is showing, if we go to long-term memory, 29.7 mpg. You're getting unbelievable fuel economy. Now let's look at fuel prices quickly. Currently it's about 2 quid a litre for diesel, about 10 pence less a litre for petrol. So diesels are getting a hard time in a minute because they're the more expensive one by 10 pence, right? And like, arguably it's more money. It is more money. I can't argue that, right? But one thing you are not in control of is the fuel prices. You're never ever going to be in control of that. Whether you own a petrol or diesel, whatever, they've got us on a bit of string, and they are stringing us along the whole way through life, yeah? But one thing you are fully in control of is what you buy and how well it consumes fuel, right? And if you want to own something with a V8 engine under the bonnet, you are not doing it in an affordable way. But with an Audi SQ7, you actually are 30 miles per gallon. Like, obviously, if you stop and you decide to floor it like I'm doing now, look at that. 4-wheel drive quattro, it darts off the line. Obviously, if you're flooring it around like that all the time, if we go back to the short-term memory, it's 23.6 miles per gallon. I think even if you're giving it a hard time, you're going to get 20 miles per gallon worst case. And I'm thinking even on a motorway, on a long run, I reckon you'll get close to 40 mpg, maybe even more. This car ticks too many boxes, man. I've looked at these as a car for myself, as my daily driver, and trust me, I've considered deeply about keeping this as my own car. I'm not going to, because I just want to keep moving forward, but I have thought about buying a big, powerful turbo diesel engine for my own daily drive. I've been looking at BMW X5 M50Ds because I think they're just wicked cars. They're German, they've got triple turbos. They're a V6, not a V8, but they're a wicked car. I've also been looking at just things like Audi A7s, just big turbo engines, 640Ds, anything with a big turbo diesel engine under the bonnet. I just love the power delivery of a diesel engine. And this thing's got 660 pound-feet of torque currently. Imagine if you stage 1 tuned this car. Just a little stage 1, I've got no idea what performance you'd get or what figures you'd get. It would be bloody ridiculous though, I know that for sure. So I think what we need to do right now, guys, is get to the draggy scene section of the video and demonstrate, hopefully. There's a car, I just pulled out in front of a car, but let's put our foot down and not even care, it doesn't matter. Because this car's an absolute machine, it's a beast. But yeah, what we need to do now is see how quickly we can get it from 20 to 70 miles an hour compared to all the other cars on the draggy leaderboard, and hope that my analogy of this car being fast is real. Let's go. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it just bloody darts off the line. Now I've got no idea what I'm expecting to see here, but I'd like it to start with a 5. I'd like it to start with a 5. Is that unrealistic? Let me look down. Oh my god, it starts with a 5, and it ain't a high 5 either. It's a nice low 5. It done the first run in 5.20 seconds. That is bloody good. Sometimes with diesels they give you this sort of perception of speed that beyond anything else, but they don't deliver very well. This car gives you a good strong perception of speed, and it's just delivered really well. I will do 2 more runs and see if we can beat 5.2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Come on! It's also got, there we go, it's also got the different drive select modes as well, like any sports car would have. I'm currently in dynamic mode, but you've got like eco mode, normal modes. You can even do it in individual mode as well if you want to set it up how you wish. So 5.2 was the first run. The second run was 5.1. Let's do 1 more run and see if we can beat that. Try and do a little bit of a launch this time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Come on, car. Nah, it didn't boost. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that done me any favours or not. Sweating, I know that. Absolutely sweating. We beat it again. Run number 3. We've done 20 to 70 miles an hour in a verified time of 5.08 seconds. Let's pull over and see how that compares to everything else on the draggy leaderboard. So performance-wise, we are loads quicker than a V10 VW Touareg. That done it in 6.79. That's 305 brake horsepower. We are right up the leaderboard, right next to the Jaguar F-Pace 3 litre petrol supercharged. Think about that. That's got 375 brake horsepower. That is a fast car. That done it in 5.10. This done it just above that, so just almost as quick as a stage 1 tuned BMW 335D, which obviously weighs a lot less than this. And we just sit in the middle of them 2 cars there. Not quite as quick as the Audi S4 Avant. I did feel like I was being a little bit optimistic there, but it ain't far off it, is it? So performance wise, it's just smashed it. Let's get back on the road and continue to summarise my thoughts on the Audi SQ7. Traction control light just flickering at me there. So going back to the 3 main points of this video, does it sound good? Well, yeah, admittedly it is enhanced with a few artificial sound boxes somewhere in the car, but that don't really bother me because people do look at it and sometimes they're like, yeah, that sounds alright. You can just see it in their eyes. They're impressed with the sound of the car, so it ticks the sound box. It's a Civic Type R there with a black bonnet. Passed the sound check test massively, brilliant. MPG, does it have good MPG? In this journey we've been flooring it quite hard. We're doing 22.2 miles per gallon. The long-term memory is still showing 29.7. So MPG, brilliant, yeah? The third and final thing is the performance. Like, this thing is a beast, man. So yeah, it ticks that box as well. All in all, I am massively impressed with this car. Like, for a 40 grand budget, it is a lot of money, granted. It's not a small amount of money, but what else can you get? I think with an SUV, if you want road presence, performance, looks, and a V8 under the bonnet, is there even anything you can compare it to? That's maybe a Range Rover Sport SVR, but that's going to perform better. That's a big V8 supercharged petrol. I don't know. Some people just prefer I don't know, Land Rover's a different subject altogether, but in comparison to like a 3 litre diesel Land Rover, which is exactly what my missus has got, this is actually less valuable than that car. This is German, it's got a V8, and personally I think I'd rather daily drive this over that. Let me know your thoughts. Would you rather have a Range Rover, diesel Range Rover over this, or would you rather have an X5 or a Porsche Cayenne? That's another great choice of car. They do a big 4.2 litre V8 turbocharged engine, I think, in the old Cayennes. That'd be a cool car to get on the channel at some point. But the overall summary for this car needs to be, it's bloody amazing, yeah? That's my opinion on it. If you're thinking about buying one at any point in time, whenever you watch this bloody video, just go and treat yourself and enjoy it, all right? Because you will love it. The virtual cockpit, I think, is a massive feature. Not really talked enough about that. Exactly the same as the one that I had in my Audi R8 V10 Plus. It's got this screen up on the dash there, which it feels a bit pointless to even have that, but you have got the option to just fold that into the dash because you don't actually need any of that. You can do it all on the virtual cockpit here with the functions on the steering wheel, so that's worth knowing. What else we've got going on? We've got a wireless charger in there. We've got a pan roof, which I've mentioned a good few times, and I like the little Alcantara touches on the door cards. I'm just talking nonsense now, just trying to enhance the qualities of this car as best as I can. I'm going to wrap it up, leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, do me a favour, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new as well for 2 or 3 videos a week without fail. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok at Calvin's Car Diary, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.